Okay, so I always wanted to do something like those people who turn random objects and other non-human things into human characters. So I decided to turn this photo that I took with my phone at a Japanese festival into a portrait illustration. When I started drawing this, I wanted to focus on the color palette because, on the photo, you can clearly see three main colors, which are black, white, and pink. And I wanted those three colors to be the base of my color palette. So yeah, at first, my plan was to keep the background black, then use white to paint the line art, and pink to draw some details. But, plans change, and you'll be able to see that in the future. Something that I started doing on my illustrations was adding some kind of movement to the drawing. So, I don't know, maybe the character is not moving like in this case, but there's movement in the hair. And, I think that adds a lot of movement to the drawing. It makes it look more interesting. At least that's what I think after drawing many pieces that had like zero movement and I didn't really like them. After drawing the hair, I started drawing some accessories to match the lanterns of the photo. So yeah, I drew an earring and a necklace, and I think they really add up to the illustration. Maybe I should have drawn some glasses on her as well. Yeah, but that's the best. There are some things that I didn't like that much in this illustration, but I think I can always redraw it in the future and change whatever I wanted to change. And yeah, so this version is the version I don't know if I liked it that much, but that's what we have for today. Once I finished drawing the line art, I started playing with the thickness of the lines because I wasn't sure about how I was going to keep going with this drawing. So, I didn't know if I wanted to fill the lines with color like I usually do, or if I wanted to keep this piece as a line-based illustration. I didn't know if I wanted to render it in a more detailed way, or if I wanted to keep it more flat. So I thought, okay, I like this black background and this white line art, so maybe I should just play with the thickness because I'm not really understanding the hair and what's going on here. And then I will add some pink lines as well. Yeah, I'm not sure. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so it's finally time to use pink, and I started by painting the eyes and the lantern details on the earring and the necklace. And I didn't know if I should paint things with white as well, or if I should keep them in black. But once I started painting them with white, I started liking it, so I kept going. And yeah, I think they look good. Once I finished painting the things that I wanted to fill with color, I started drawing some details on the hair, and I kept using the same pink that I used to paint the eyes and the lantern on the accessories. And yeah, you will see more in the future that I started adding some gradients. But yeah, let's keep on the flat colors for now, and I'll talk about the gradients later.
As
as I said before, I didn't know how I was going to render this. So at some point I thought, okay, that's it. But I don't know, I wasn't happy with how it was, and that's why I started adding some gradients to the eyes, and then I started playing with gradients on the hair and on the lanterns as well. And yes, I ended up rendering everything that is pink. Now, I think that was the moment that I decided that whites would be used to paint highlights and not shadows, because there was the pupil, which is usually like black, and the highlight of the eye, which is usually a lighter color. So I was wondering, should I paint the pupil and just draw the circle of the highlight of the eye, or should I draw the pupil and keep it just with the line art and then paint the highlight with a filled like circle or something like that, whatever the shape of the highlight would be. And I decided to paint the highlight, and after that I added some highlights to the earring, the necklace, and the hair. Then I tried airbrushing some lights on an ad layer, but I didn't really like that, so yeah, I didn't like that. But sparkles are always good, so I started adding some pink sparkles here and there. Then I used some chromatic aberration effect on the sparkles and duplicated the layer to make them brighter. Now, remember when I said the plans change? Yeah, now's the moment that my plan of making a black background changed. Right now, I don't know if I like the pink background more than I like the black one, but yeah, I'll keep talking about this version of this drawing, and maybe I'll redraw it in the future because there are many things that I didn't like about it. At that moment, I thought the pink background would help like emphasize the character because it would add more contrast. But you know, all that volume of hair that she seemed to have now was completely gone. No! So I started to improvise some strands of hair here and there, and I think I managed to make it work. About the background, I didn't like the flat color, so I thought, let's add some gradients. I made some tests and I decided to pick a darker color on top and a lighter color at the bottom. I also added some texture because I didn't want everything to look too flat, and yeah, that's how I made this drawing. I don't know if I like it, but it's not like I don't like it either. I see some people making thumbnails of their drawings to test the colors, the lighting, and everything like that. Yeah, maybe I should do that when I redraw this. If you're still here, thank you so much for staying.